comebacks in football and sustained it across a full 17 games, winning Comeback Player of the Year.
There he goes, right side. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. That good for 22 and a first down.
Great pickup by Walker, who was the second back off the board in the 2022 draft. But he was first among rookies in carries, yards, and touchdowns, and was the Rookie of the Year runner-up.
On first down, Smith. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
There's a lot of discussion in the offseason about him having a big year and getting to the quarterback. They held him without a sack in week 1, but how about here? Finally gets his first one of the season.
In the offseason, said he changed his diet, leaner, feels so good this year. Excited to see what type of a season he can have. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Straight ahead, Walker. And nothing doing here as this time the run maybe gets him back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. 3rd and 19. Geno now to throw. And that is incomplete. But a pressure there on 3rd down, forcing the errant pass. 4th down coming up. The Seahawks will call on Michael Dixon on 4th down to punt this one away. A punt of 46, a return of 5. So here are the Lions now as they get set for their opening drive. They're brought out by a former #1 overall pick coming off one of his best seasons ever in year 7 of his career, now in year 8, Jared Goff.
And there was a positive in last week's loss. No interceptions thrown by him. But he only threw 1 touchdown pass, and you know he wants that to improve. He might even consider that as part of the reason that they couldn't take the win last time out. I believe we'll see a more aggressive version of him this week whenever they're nearing the end zone.
The numbers for him from a week ago, 12 catches, 86 yards.
And they think they have a matchup advantage in this one. They're going to try and find some space for him to work and make sure he touches the football.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first.
Great run by Gibbs, who surprised me by being picked so early in the draft. But the Lions knew when they had the chance to have a playmaker like him, they absolutely couldn't pass him up.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Out of the gun, Goff. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. Gibbs straight ahead. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on 3rd down. Now it's Goff. He's got his target. That's complete. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 23. Well, that's one way to convert on 3rd down, picking up 26 yards.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. That little arc on it, he's got to find a way to get his head around and make a play on the football.
Now a 1st down throw. Goff. That's complete to the Porter. And he is out of bounds. Looks like right at the 15. So they'll get 8 out of that completion. And that'll bring up a 2nd down in just a couple. Now Goff. That's to the tight end, Porter. And the Lions are going to have a 1st and goal. It's a tackle made at the 10-yard line. From the 10, 1st and goal. There's Goff. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down. They'll go again here from the 10-yard line on 2nd and goal. Throw left side, caught by Laporta. They get only a yard there. Now it's 3rd and goal. Well, they're not hiding who their central focus is on offense. Charles, he already now has 4 receptions here on this opening drive.
And I know people who are watching the game are thinking, did they forget?
Touchdown! Sam Laporta with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Lions are on the board first here this afternoon. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And the end result, a Detroit touchdown. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Eskridge going to keep this one in the end zone, and they'll start at the 25-yard line. Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their second drive. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, puts it on the carpet. It's out. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble. And defensively, maybe an opportunity miss there.
No doubt about it. When that ball's out, all you're thinking about as a defender is, this is our chance to make a huge play. Instead, he's able to recover his own fumble. And big sigh of relief, huh?
Yeah, usually those wide receiver fumbles, there's open space around for the defense, but not there. He hops right back on it. Now after the false start, here's 2nd and 7. Up the middle they run. It's Walker. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. His first carry of their second drive, pretty solid. And, of course, remember back to their first drive, really strong throughout that one.
Not only is he getting good blocking up front, but how about his vision to find the holes? And he's seeing things before they even open and hurdling through them.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That one good for 14 and a Seahawk first.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
On 1st and 10, Smith. Open man, that's Noah Fant, the tight end. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Out of the gun, Walker with it. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down. You talk about this Lions defense. They currently sit at number 4 in the NFL in terms of stopping the run.
We know it's only week 1, but the results look pretty good so far. The key is, can they do it week in and week out? Because right now, they're not awarding any championships or trophies after 1 week of performance. Got some nice young faces playing for them. Let's see if they can get this going.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. 7th play in the drive, forthcoming on 3rd and 8. Now Geno. Well, the catch is made here by Tyler Lockett. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 20-yard line. It'll be a gain of 16 for number 16. So he turned to a trusted, familiar face in that 3rd down situation. It paid off.
Yeah, you go to your veteran receiver in that spot, so you can't underestimate him when he's on the field. Defensively, make sure you know where he is because he understands how to get open in key situations.
And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Seahawk football here to start quarter number 2. As they've got it 2nd down and 11. Smith throwing again. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. The Clemson product, DJ Reader, got in for the sack.
How about the offense so far this drive, putting something sustained together. But the defense, they responded on that play. Second and manageable became third and long. The drive marching to the end zone is one play from stalling out.
Now a tough spot for Geno Smith and company after the sack. It's third and long. Throwing now is Geno. Setting up the screen here. This is Walker. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a fourth down.
And when you're throwing the ball downfield really well like they have been on this drive, it's really a nice time to work one of the screen plays in. One of my favorite play callers in the game has always told me he starts every game with 10 to 12 screens because if he starts feeling the pressure from the defense, he uses their aggressiveness against them.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number one. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
So here are the Lions to take over. They were losers to Kansas City a week ago, but they are out in front right now. This is caught by Williams. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. The ball on the 32. It's 2nd and 2. Goff. That's to Amon-Ra St. Brown. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. First catch here by St. Brown. Good for a first down. Here's Goff. And his throw here is going to be incomplete. The Lions had 0-1 in the year following the loss in the opener. And listen, they knew last week they were in for a tough fight on the road. But now here's the home opener and a chance to get things right.
And I like the way that you presented that because the bottom line is they didn't come out of that loss discouraged. They just came home and said, hey, if we do what we're supposed to do, protect our home turf, we'll be just fine.
14 yards that time for number 14.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Goff connects with St. Brown. He's brought down in the red zone at the 18 after a gain of 18. 1st and 10.
That's the third time on this drive that these two have connected with each other. They've got a real rapport going. And right now, it's paying off with big chunks of yardage as shown by that last play.
And in for the Lions touchdown. Jameson Williams. His first touchdown here in the new campaign. And the Lions are able to stretch out their lead. So after the disappointment in the opening week loss, Charles, this looks like really a completely different football team.
They sure do, and I think they realize we can't start 0-2. And they're determined to not let it happen by the looks of things here in the early going.
Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that pushes the lead up to 11. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. Here's Moore. He will return it. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. And Seattle now ready to march onto the field. They trail now 14-3, an 11-point deficit as they start things out with a 1st and 10. They'll run with Walker to begin the drive. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Brandon, we just saw the benefits of being able to run the ball successfully. They pick up 4 yards on that carry. So now if you're a play caller, you can do just about anything you want. But on the defensive side of the ball, you're scrambling.
And now off to the races down the right side. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 22 yards on the catch and run, a 1st down.
That's a nice catch there. Remember, he had the fumble earlier. No way he was giving up the ball in that situation. Secured it tight to his body and picks up the 1st down.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. On the counter, it's Walker. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down. Here's Smith. And it's incomplete.
And that's the knowledge you gain from being in this league for a long time. He's learned the hard way when to give up and fight another down. And that's a smart move to throw it away.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down. On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. Jamison Williams out onto the field as his guys take over on offense. He's doing what he's capable of, having a solid game. Not the most amazing game. He's not over 100 yards, but a good game so far.
And you just know that mentally, he feels like he's one catch away from turning it into a great game and starting on that road. And the defenders are well aware of that, too. They've got to figure out a way to not let that escalate. Keep him right in this zone here and call it a day, because otherwise he can really decimate them.
Better believe they are well aware of his playmaking ability. Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down.
A first down created by Laporta. An easy draft pick by the Lions because he fit exactly what they want. A tight end excels at finding gaps in coverage and throwing hard blocks at the line of scrimmage.
On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
And he'll be stopped at the 46, gain of 3.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
So give him 2 yards there on the completion. And that'll bring up 4th down. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Jack Fox out to punt here on 4th down. Back deep for the Seahawks, Tyler Lockett. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. Smith on 1st down. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Yes, sir. How about an attaboy there on 1st down? Got his hand in and knocked it away.
Smith, an incomplete pass on 1st down. Now it's 2nd and 10. Back to throw here. This is Shenault on the receiving end. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. Back to throw, Smith. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Seahawks 1st down as he'll be marked down a yard or 2 past the marker following a gain of 6. Smith's throw into the hands of Lockett. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a 2nd and about a foot. Throwing again is Smith. And this one incomplete. Threw it down at the feet of his receiver. Maybe a little over-anxious in the pocket there. He just didn't look comfortable on that throw.
No, he didn't, because it wasn't his normal fluid delivery. And I think you might have had it right. Wasn't really confident with what he saw downfield, and almost felt like he wanted to pull that one back.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
It's going to be another frustrating end to a drive here. This offense, they've not been able to get anything going in this first half. And now it's going to be time to gather on the sidelines and try and figure out what's going wrong. Who has an idea? Who has a plan? Time to implement it.
A 41-yard punt there with no return. And the Lions are going to take over with a long field ahead and a 1st and 10. Goff on first down. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
A little short pass here taken in by Laporta. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Now the throw on third down, knocked away and incomplete.
That might be the third down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
And here now the punter Fox as he sends this one away. And a fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. A 1st and 10 here. And, you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a one-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost. It's complete to Lockett. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Left side complete to Lockett. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. That catch, by the way, number 542 in his NFL career, that draws him level with Lance Allworth, who was a Hall of Famer with the Chargers back in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah, the man they called Bambi. So if you're in that type of territory, catch the same number of passes he caught, you know you're on your way to a big-time career. And just think, he's not through yet.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
You've always been very good about checking my math. Am I correct? That's the first time that it's been incomplete when they've thrown it to him?
Yes, he had caught every other ball coming his way.
So they feel like they've got something really good going there, and they're going to continue to go there until the defense makes an adjustment and takes it away.
Well, they finally made an adjustment there. We'll see if they can build on that stop. Now a signal and a timeout call as it comes with 9 seconds to go in this first half of play. 11 yards for number 11. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. He was true on his first. This a tough one from 49 yards away. Myers' kick is good. And a second field goal here cuts their deficit to 14-6 now. So a big play before the end of the half to get him into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. All that remains is to snap this once, and that'll do it for the first half of play. So we've reached halftime here in Detroit with the Lions out on top. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit, but first it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend. Let's see what's happening in Week 2. We'll get started over at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in downtown Atlanta, and it's the Packers who are out in front in the second quarter. Jordan Love with a couple of touchdown tosses. We'll stay in the AFC North as we head over to Cincinnati to check on the Bengals at home at Paycor Stadium. And you can see, currently they trail in that ball game. 2 touchdown passes there for Lamar Jackson. Lastly, let's get up to Buffalo to check on the Bills. As you can see, the score there in the second quarter. The Raiders were losers in their opener, trying to get back on level footing as they lead on the road. The Lions got a very strong performance out of their quarterback, Jared Goff. His 2 touchdown passes helped pave the way for his guys to take this lead into the intermission.
Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A 1-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. The Lions in the lead, and they're going to get the football first as well as the second half is underway. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. The Lions offense now with the football first here to begin quarter number 3. And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, But I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
Off play action. Here's Goff. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender. Couldn't create space, couldn't uncover the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
He's airing it out for Williams. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
I've got a good friend in football, always talks about predictive history. He's got one of their 2 touchdowns. You can understand why they tried to find him again. Weren't able to connect, but the thought, that was good.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
And so many times we look at the opening drive of the 3rd quarter as a tone setter, and many coaches do emphasize it. And that's a strong performance there defensively to force incompletion and, more importantly, force a quick punting situation.
It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. The Seahawks will have great field position to start this drive. They take over on the short side of the field. Walker now on 1st and 10. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. 44 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. Options galore here. 2nd and a few inches. Here's Smith. And this a quick slant to Lockett. And Lockett going to pick up a Seahawks 1st down as he'll take this down to the 26. Geno now to throw. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down. Now Geno. Out route, and it's complete to Brown. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
That was an okay hook up there with his tight end, but unfortunately, they didn't get the kind of yards they had hoped for. That's going to bring up 3rd down.
Throwing on 3rd down, Smith. Able to find the open man. That's complete. Touchdown, Seahawks. Laviska Shenault from 21 yards away. And the Seahawks are back within a couple of the lead. Well, they had their chances in the first half, you remember, but had to settle for 2 field goals. This time they come away with 6.
I think they actually got affirmation about what they were doing by getting a touchdown, because the field goals means they got in range but couldn't quite finish it off. This time they broke through, and that's great for the old confidence.
And on the sideline, difference of a feeling between 3 and 6, is it astronomical or no?
It can be at times, that's for sure. A lot of times the field goal feels like a disappointment. The touchdown, well, that tells you you're getting it done.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And Detroit getting set to go now. Certainly want to avoid what they had to do last possession. That was punt the football, because this game's starting to tighten up.
In a basketball sense, you think about taking a little bit of the air out of the ball, right? Maybe milk some clock, limit the possessions. In this case, they might want to do the same thing, but control the game offensively. Put together some 1st downs, put together a drive, and keep it away from them.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. It's a gain of 35.
I would say just add that one to the total of big plays he's already made here in the first month of the year. You've got to think the front office and the coaching staff have got to be excited about what they've seen so far and really excited about what they expect to see down the road.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Now a play fake, and it's Goff. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he gets his this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. Another big gain or two in succession as this one goes for 32.
I think this defense was still trying to recover from that last play, so you wonder if they were ready for this one. You have to imagine their defensive coaches are yelling at them to get focused, because if they don't, more plays like that will result in giving up points.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Play action. It's Goff. And he's got it. And he's brought down. And the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, you just need the tip of the ball to cross the plane. It's not going to get...
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Jahmyr Gibbs, his 3rd rushing touchdown of the year. And they are able to add on to their advantage. Well, that was a quick drive. The passing game set it up, and then the running game finishes it off.
And how about how few plays it was to get it done, but they threw it downfield and then pounded it into the end zone. And as a former defender, I can tell you, it hurts just a little bit more when they run it into the end zone instead of throwing it.
Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that makes this a 9-point game. This taken in at the goal line. And he returns this to the 22. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
On 2nd down, it's Walker. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. They tried to run it to the short side of the field. There just wasn't a whole lot of room to work with.
Yeah, it seems like things just kept getting strung out towards the sideline, and he kept looking for a spot to dive up into the gap. They're just
looking for Lockett, and it's intercepted. Now he's hit on the return. It's a loose football. And the Seahawks are going to get the football here as he gets this up past the 20-yard line. So it goes as a fumble, but the key thing, not a fumble loss.
Yeah, that stat's big, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching teams play. The ball might be on the ground a number of times during the game, but the other team doesn't get it. That's a huge difference in the ball game. And in this case, they were able to retain possession.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes and get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you've got to watch them a little bit, because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit, in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
Smith. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Thrown back across his body. Picked off by Greg Newsome. And nearly a touchdown as they finally stop him down at about the 3-yard line. How big is that penalty? Wipe out the INT.
You'd hate to be the teammate that caused that penalty and wiped out the interception. You got to face that guy in the locker room. Not a lot of fun for you, and you hurt your squad.
So the completion good for 7 there, and it'll be 2nd down.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3 at the Lions' 43-yard line.
Throwing now is Geno. Pass incomplete.
And a smart play there. He's probably saying, I wish I would have done that on the last drive instead of throwing the interception.
Smith on 3rd down. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have a Seahawks 1st down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert here on 3rd and 3. Work to do here to avoid falling to 1-1, but this is 1st and 10 right now. Up the middle, here's Walker. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
Sticking with Walker on 2nd down.
And little room to maneuver there. He gets it down to about the 39. The 2nd down play not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. That is caught, and he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. 27 yards there on a very nice 3rd down conversion. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at Ford Field. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. It's the Seahawks with possession of the football, but they do trail here to begin quarter number 4. This will be caught just inside the 10. And down inside the 10 here before he's out of bounds right around the 7.
4 yards to go on 2nd down from the 7.
Now it's Smith off the bootleg. Buying time to his left. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Geno Smith with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year.
And the Seahawks have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th.
What an effort there. Sometimes you hold your breath a bit when you see your quarterback diving for the end zone. You don't want him to land on a shoulder wrong or take a big shot. But he looks none the worse for wear here, and that winds up a touchdown.
Extra point up and through by Myers. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field.
And they've seen their lead nearly extinguished after that last score. But bottom line, they are still on top with the football. And a touchdown on this drive would really put them in position A.
On 1st down, it's gone.
St. Brown making the catch on the out route.
They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down.
The give right side for Gibbs.
Not much there. Maybe a couple up to the 35.
All right, that's a decent game there, but it hasn't been his best game overall. So I wonder what the mindset is of his team. Do they want him to handle the football and try and close this game out? Or are they going to make an alternative plan and maybe go in a different direction?
I think they need him, and this is his time to shine.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That 3rd down conversion good for 23.
And that certainly appears to be a critical conversion right there, because not only do they keep the drive going, they take valuable time off the clock as well. They have to feel really good about that last completion.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Straight ahead with Gibbs here.
And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
From the 33, here's 2nd and a yard.
They'll fake the give. Now Goff. That'll be caught. It's St. Brown. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line.
Face mask. Defense.
Boy, tight game like this, 4th quarter, personal foul penalties, a no-no.
Yeah, we know the emotions are running high, the tensions are the same, who can control them best could ultimately win it.
So the face mask moves him closer, and now 1st and goal. Out of the gun, they'll give to Gibbs. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage, back at the 6. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal. Now gone. There's Rapola. He's got it. Touchdown Lions. Jared Goff with his 3rd touchdown pass of the afternoon. And the Lions get an important score there to extend their lead here this 4th quarter. No surprise there. 3rd and goal down here. That's where they're going to look for their tight end.
Yeah, you want that big guy running his routes because it doesn't matter who they cover him with. If it's another big guy, he might use his bulk against him. If it's a shorter defender, he might go over the top. Either way, you tend to find a little bit of a mismatch in that area.
Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that makes this a 9-point game. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. Well, that last touchdown we just saw, what an important one. Now it's back to a 2-score deficit for this crew as they take the field here, and they are in desperate need of finding the end zone. On 1st down, it's Smith. Looking for Lockett, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Greg Newsome. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. Well, certainly not on their side offensively. They had to take some chances, but that interception will further hinder their already slim chance at victory.
Yeah, and you're talking about time not on their side, but it certainly is on the defensive side, and they understood that. They knew they had to press it a little bit, and they planned accordingly, and what a benefit for them, able to pick that one off and hopefully put this game away.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. To the outside, that's complete to Williams. So nothing doing there, and it's 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Gibbs will try and pick it up. And they pick up the 1st down there with a gain of 4.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on 3rd down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, 3rd down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. 19 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it 1st and goal. This is something you got to be wary of defensively. I mean, just because they're in the mode of trying to burn some clock doesn't mean they won't pass it, and they got good yardage out of that one.
Yeah, and really, when you're looking at it, now they've got a fresh set of downs. Look for 2nd down. If they want to take another shot and try and loosen things up, that'd be the time to do it.
And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3.
This is where coaches have to have spent a lot of time going over situations with their players, because him getting tackled there is not the worst thing in the world. You're going to run more plays, right? Clock's going to go. But his thought process is getting into the end zone. It's counterintuitive for him to actually go down in this spot.
Yeah, but like you say, you don't want to get in the end zone too early here.
No, not at all, because you may leave an opening that could come back and get you.
Gibbs fighting, but he won't get too far. Maybe a yard, that's all, down to the 2.
Holding offense.
A crucial penalty there as the hold backs him up for another 2nd and goal. Again, it's Gibbs. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. Goff now to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. Amon-Ra St. Brown. His second touchdown on the season. And the Lions have extended their lead to 15 now here in the fourth.
Things are rocking easy here in the fourth quarter. They've got to feel pretty good about this one. Actually, they've got to feel excellent. Tough loss in the opener. No way they wanted to go 0-2.
I don't want to read too much into it, but psychologically, is there something much bigger about 0-2 than 0-1?
Oh, without a doubt. And here's the biggest one. Guys like you and me, all the media, are going to talk about, well, you know how hard it is to make the playoffs when you start 0-2. And that starts to work its way through a team.
And he's going to go down. Can't get rid of it. So a sack on the two-point try. Tried to roll out, make a play outside of the pocket, but couldn't get it done.
When you don't have a lot of space for your receivers to operate, and down there it's really condensed when you're snapping the ball from the 2-yard line, rolling out, you extend a play, but you don't necessarily open up better avenues for people. And on that play, there's just nowhere to go with the ball, and you end up getting sacked.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. So Geno and the Seahawks down by 15. A minute 46 to go. How will this thing pan out? We'll watch as they come up on first down. Smith gets this to Fant. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Smith to throw. Finds his man on the out route. It's Shenault. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A 2 timeouts still remaining, but scoring quickly, a must. It's 1st and 10. Smith's going to throw it. He lets it fly for Lockett. That is incomplete.
Whew, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
Here's Smith. It's caught. Lockett. Well, this feels like a late season game, even though it's just week 2. Here's a big 3rd down. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent. And that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
And he's not going to get there. Might have even lost a yard. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Lions will take over. So with that, we can just about close the book on this one, Charles.
Yeah, what's the old expression about slim and none? Well, Slim just left town on that
They're
one.
down to none?
Yes, exactly right.
So here come the Lions now. And still 2 timeouts defensively, but even if they choose to use those, 3 kneel downs should be enough to get out of here with a victory.
And that's exactly what's being stated into the head coach's headset. Oftentimes they have a guy upstairs who monitors this at the end of the game. Little clock management 101.
Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play. Good bounce back win. They take the knee. Can't stop the clock defensively. Tough opening week loss, but now 1-1.
Shows that they handled things really well. A lot of teams panic after a week 1 loss, and they start to think that the sky's falling. This team realizes there's a long season, and they feel very talented, and they get it done in this one.
Fair catch called. It's taken in right at the 20-yard line. So it's a win here for the Lions, and the guy who spearheaded things was their quarterback, and that's Jared Goff.
Yeah, there's no question who the star of this game was. What a performance throwing the football. Over 300 yards, 4 touchdown passes. That's quarterbacking at an elite level.
So for Detroit, they make amends for their Week 1 loss by winning their home opener. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for the Seahawks,